every form of medicine, every specialty in medicine has a group of people that may end up suffering from chronic pain. So we as pain specialists need to have an understanding about chronic pain, about its effects on the person, and it's about its wider effects. But more importantly, at pain specialists, we need to understand things at a biological level. Let's talk about shoulder pain. One of the many different types of pain that needs to be treated, one of the many different types of pain that can become chronic. Now, as pain specialists, we need to have an understanding about how to desensitize the shoulder joint, which means if we understand the anatomy of the shoulder joint, we have techniques to perform nerve blocks to the nerves around the shoulder joint, to perform what we call a nerve radiofrequency ablation, where we can heat up the nerves around the shoulder joint, quieten the nerves, and provide intermediate and sometimes even long-lasting pain management, which will allow recovery, rehabilitation, improving function, getting back on track, sometimes even weaning medications. So this is going to be a little bit more of a biological discussion. So if you have a look at the shoulder joint, that is the shoulder joint from the back, that is the shoulder joint from the front, that is the shoulder from the side, that is the humerus, and that's what we call the scapula, and of course everyone knows the clavicle. But the shoulder joint is quite a complex structure. So if you imagine having a look at the shoulder joint from the side, if we understand how the joint is innervated, we can focus treatment on that. If we have an understanding of the nerves to the shoulder, we can better focus treatment. That is the suprascapular nerve. We know where it lies. We know where it lies in relation to the bone. We can focus treatment on that nerve. That is the axillary nerve. If we know where it lies, we can focus treatment on that nerve to desensitize the shoulder joint and some forms of chronic shoulder pain. So let's have a detailed look at this. And this forms a principle of shoulder nerve radiofrequency ablation. So the picture on the left is the shoulder joint. It's that ball and socket joint, looking at it from the side. We understand from anatomical studies that the top back of the shoulder joint, the nerve is called the suprascapular nerve. We understand the bottom part, the bottom back, is the nerve that carries the pain signal sensation, is called the axillary nerve or the circumflex axillary nerve. The front bottom, same thing. Mainly it's the axillary nerve, circumflex axillary nerve. And the top of the shoulder joint is the lateral pectoral nerve. Now we know anatomically, these are anatomical studies looking at the nerves and of course nerve variation between people, have mapped out what these nerves look like and where they sit in relation to that ball and socket joint. So let's have a look at it from the back. That light blue area is called the inferior branch of the suprascapular nerve, one of the most important nerves to the shoulder joint. If you have a look at it from the top, you've got the dark blue area, which is the superior branch of the suprascapular nerve. And if we know where the suprascapular nerve is, we can desensitize shoulder joint pain. And similarly, if we have a look at the front, we know the lateral pectoral nerve, the light green, is this particular branch of the lateral pectoral nerve, the acromial branch, and if you have a look below that is the glenohumeral branch of the lateral pectoral nerve, which falls down all the way down onto the humerus. So as you can see, if we understand the nerves around the shoulder, we have a capacity to focus treatment on those nerves safely. We understand that the axillary nerve, that red nerve, is a very important structure as well in terms of carrying pain signal from shoulder to the spinal cord. If we understand the anatomy, we can put a needle in that area, we can block the nerve. If the pain changes or goes away, we can treat the nerve with a radiofrequency ablation. When I started pain medicine a long time ago, we didn't have detailed anatomical studies to guide us. We had what we call anatomical landmarks. So you pick an area on on the back of the scapula, you put a needle down onto bone and you do an injection of local anesthetic. Nowadays, we have anatomical studies to guide us precisely to these nerves. Nowadays, we can even take this a step further and use ultrasound guided images to see the nerve, to put a needle directly onto the nerve, which I'll come to in a little while. So here's another study looking at ways, innovative ways of desensitizing the shoulder joint. So have a looking at it at the front, if we know where the axillary nerve lies, the articular nerve lies, we can put a needle on that area and you can see a needle on that area. If we know that zone B is a very important factor where the axillary nerve carries signals from, we can put a needle on that area. And similarly from the front, if we know that is the area C and D, where the lateral pectoral nerve and the nerve to subscapularis is, we can put needles on or around those areas to desensitize the nerves. Let's have a look at it in another way. Even more understanding why put one needle on an area, whereas if I put 2 or 3 needles in that area, we can really almost certainly catch the nerve, even if the nerve lies in a slightly different location, because we know that occurs in some people. So there are 4 needles down on that area, desensitizing the inner part of the shoulder joint. And similarly, on the outer part of the shoulder joint, we know that's where the nerve lies, we can focus therapy on that area. The same thing from the front, as I've previously mentioned as well, we know that D and C are areas we need to target if we've got good x-rays. Put needles on those areas, and we can desensitize that area. We can use different needles. So some needles just have a needle point that you put on or around a nerve. Some needles, and you may not be able to see this, have a needle that pops out into a little, we call it a tined needle, and that allows a slightly bigger lesion, a slightly bigger area of treatment. So there are many ways at improving the success rate of some of these treatments. I mentioned using ultrasound. In some instances, we might even use ultrasound to see exactly where the nerve lies. And we understand where the nerve lies in relation to bone, joints, capsule covering. And this is a study looking at not chemicals to block the nerves or heat to lightly burn the nerves, but even what we call alcohol and phenol to neuralize nerves. So not block the nerve, but actually just what we call denature the nerve. So just effectively burn the nerve chemically using alcohol and phenol for some people with chronic osteoarthritic pains. Shoulder pain, a very important part of what we do as pain specialists. Again, it's one of the joints and joint regions that are managed using interventional techniques.